And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Hello, my internet fans. Welcome to the latest edition of Statutory Sports Bar featuring Dori Lou. Dori Lou is not with us this week. Again, she's not feeling too well. She's a little under the weather, but she'll be okay. Don't worry, everything is okay. Everything's fine. We're sorry about last week. We had issues again. It's okay, but we're here. We're moving on and to bring you all the sports news and highlights and everything else. In the room, we've got good old Zach in New Orleans in his scrub in location outside the crypto.com arena, getting ready for the Kings and the Knights. There's good old Jeff that is home away from home.
So I'm not gonna stay very long because the battery's almost dead, honestly, and my freaking portable charger already died. So I just wanted to say really quick, Angela Lansbury's been a part of the Disney family for longer than any of us have been alive. I mean, honestly, and it's a sad day. I'm sure it's going to be tough at work when I go back this weekend, to say the very least. But our thoughts and our hearts are with Angela's family and our entire Disney family. And on the sports front, the Golden Knights are in town. Go Kings, go! See you guys later.
Have a good time, Jeff. Thank you. As Jeff said, Angela Lansbury, best known for Murder, She Wrote, being the voice of Mrs. Potts in Beauty and the Beast, passed away today. I first knew of her in the Disney classic Bedknobs and Broomsticks, which was, some people might claim it as a Mary Poppins ripoff. And that, I liked the movie. It was an excellent movie. I mean, it had everything that Mary Poppins had just a little bit later, you know. It had a good story. It had the animation. It had the classic songs and everything. And then, of course, years later, the drama Murder, She Wrote. Sadly, I never really watched it. I didn't know much about crime dramas in the 80s. And then, of course, in the 90s, she was the voice of Potts in Beauty and the Beast. Probably my favorite Disney movie, animated movie, because Belle is my favorite princess. And of course, she sang the title song, Beauty and the Beast, during the movie. So every time you hear that song, you'll think of her. And of course, she had the cameo in Mary Poppins Returns. A very nice lady. Again, when a Disney person passes away, it's your childhood. So you know, it's saddening, but she lived a good life, and she's part of Disney history. Alrighty, so if you've been living under a rock, we're going to start with some wrestling. We're going to go back to our roots. It finally happened. It finally took place. It was being teased for weeks. Bray Wyatt is back. He made his return at the end of Extreme Rules with all these little white rabbit QR codes going off. And of course, what I saw was just the clip of him with the lantern, taking off the mask, and the crowd going nuts. Today, while I was working on the show and getting ready for hockey, I watched Extreme Rules, and the way they played it up, as Dori Lou said, was straight out of Poltergeist. The door and the lights. I mean, okay, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it again. Here's the thing. I mean, Riddle's walking out, and the lights drop, just like that. And the crowd, immediately, they take out their cell phones, and they're holding up the lights, just like this. And you hear the song. He's got the whole world in his hands. And then you see the characters. You see Beaky. You see the rabbit. And you finally see the Fiend. Of course, you see the bloody mask, and of course, Michael Cole played it off perfectly. He's like, what the hell? Are we on the air? What's going on here? The lights come on, and there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Bray Wyatt is finally back. It's about damn time, too. Would I have liked to see him show up on Raw? Yes. He's more than likely going to show up on SmackDown. Of course, now we go over to Raw the next night. Oh, Zach, what's up? You got something, Zach?
I think the thing that disturbs me the most about the situation is I have to work Friday, and SmackDown is in New Orleans.
Dude.
But
Oh
by
man.
far, greatest return in WWE history.
Now that's just sad right there. Can't even go to the arena. The next night on Raw, which of course was headlined by the 25th anniversary of DX, which didn't happen until the end of the show. I would have brought them out at the start of the show.
Return to history.
But even though they did do a little thing where they went backstage and you had HBK and you had Road Dogg and you had X-Pac and you see Hunter there with the headset and his glasses on like a grandpa, and then they went back to their DX roots swearing, which was funny as hell. It's no secret my favorite DX promo, of course, is the oral office speech, between the hours and then the swearing. If that was not taped, the censors did a damn good job doing their job that night. If that was, it was perfect. It was, and I was wondering how many times would they have cracked up because I know Sean's a good Christian boy now. But is swearing allowed? I don't know. I don't think so. But the other news, we had another great return, and this has been in the works, I believe, for a while. Because let's face it, AJ has been going nowhere, but now his brothers, the Good Brothers, are back. Anderson and Gallo, the Bullet Club, the OC, they are back, and now they are going after the Judgment Day, because of course Finn Balor has been begging and bugging AJ to join the Judgment Day. That ain't going to happen. And we saw what happened with Edge and Beth at Extreme Rules. So the OC versus Judgment Day, why not? Let's see where that goes. Did I notice the Blue Light and Abigail's mask? I did not. I did not know about the blue light, and I didn't. Abigail, I did see in the crowd. I forgot to mention her, so thank you for that. But I noticed that they were tributes. Zach, what do you think of a possible feud between the Judgment Day and the OC?
Well, it's kind of disturbing since isn't he still a New Japan champion?
Don't think so.
Isn't I thought Gallows was still the open weight New Japan champion. But
If
anyway,
he is, they'll work it out. If he is, they'll work it out somehow. They have good relations. They have good relations with New Japan, so they can talk about New Japan.
I think this return is really good because you got stables like the Bloodline and Judgment Day. Now you throw the OC in the mix, and what are you going to have on top of that? You're gonna merge Imperium with the Brawling Brutes. I mean, you need more teams like that.
As I was watching back Extreme Rules, I was listening to Imperium's theme music, and the intro builds almost. It's going to be crazy. I mentioned this to Jeff. It sounds like the Baby Shark intro. I felt like I was going to hear Baby Shark coming in there, and I'm like, what if some crazy fan decides to take the first few moments of Imperium's music and then bring in Baby Shark? It'll go viral. It'll go viral for certain. Hey, who knows? Crazier things have happened in wrestling, right? Well, it is now 7:45 in the East Coast, and game on. The Lightning and the Rangers have started their matchup. First few seconds already. It is hockey night. It is opening night of the NHL. Of course, the Predators and the Sharks, they had their 2-game set over in Prague, Czech Republic, not Czechoslovakia. So the season has officially started. Of course, the Predators won both games. They won the first game on October 7th, 4-1. And then the next game, October 8th, they won 3-2. And that also means that we have started our fantasy hockey league. And so far, Ekholm and Matt Duchesne are doing the best so far. They both have scored points for Dori's Wild Predators. The results of the week for this week, since it's currently happening, will be put into a graphic next week. And I see that Pop is probably watching us and watching the game at the same time. If he is, you're multitasking, Pop. That's great. So we'll definitely make graphics as to show how everyone's doing. With this game that's happening right now, the Lightning and the Rangers, all 7 teams have the opportunity to score points tonight. Every one of us at least has one of the Lightning or one of the Rangers on our fantasy team. There's Pop saying "Go Bolts." I tried to get Pop into the game, but he said no, thank you. He doesn't want to play fantasy hockey, but that's okay. We still can use one more team though. If you guys are still interested, we have 7 teams. An 8th team will help us even out the playoffs. Otherwise, we're going to have to alter the playoffs when we get to March, April in there. So right now, Dori's team, the Wild Predators, 8.5 big points. And she battled Nathan's Penguins. They only have about 2 points because Roman Josi, or Jossie, however he pronounces his name, I'm never going to get it right. He was a bad boy in the first game, but he redeemed himself in the second game. So it's going to be a balance of power and all that. So right now the game is 3 minutes in, no score. And later tonight, as Jeff is at Crypto.com Arena, best known as Staples Center, the Kings take on the Golden Knights. And that's going to be another matchup. That will be JJ's team, the Kings Reign. All of his fantasy players, the majority of all of his fantasy players, are in that game. Sean J. Kopitar, Adrian Kemp, and Drew Dowdy. All of them are going to battle out for points. Me, of course, I have Jonathan Quick on my team. I'm hoping he's going to do a good job in goal tonight. If not, I will boot him out so fast it'll be shocking and someone else can pick him up. So that's what's happening in hockey. Another sport we like to talk about on Stat Boy Sports Bar is the NASCAR. And as you can see, we are in the round of 8. The last 3 races that took place on October October 9th, October 2nd, and September 25th got us to where we are now. So the September 25th race was the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive in Texas. That was won by Tyler Reddick, but sadly, he's not in the top 8. The Yellowwood 500 at Talladega was won by Chase Elliott, who you can see is the number 1 guy. And last Sunday's race, the Bank of America Royal 400 at Charlotte, that was won by Christopher Bell. He won himself. He won and advanced. Next 3 races that come up are the South Point 400 in Las Vegas, the Dixie Vodka 400 in Homestead, Florida, and the Xfinity 500 in Martinsville Speedway. So at those 3 races, the Martinsville race is going to be the elimination race. Then the top 4 go to the final race. Jay, can you put the graphic back up, please? Thank you. So we have Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, and Chase Briscoe. We have 2 chases in there. So the top 4 go into the final race, which is Phoenix. Then whoever does the best out of the 4 of them, regardless who wins the race, will be named Cup champion. It will still be a full grid of racers. So whoever wins the race, of course, wins the the prize pool. But let's just say the final four would be Elliott, Logano, Hamlin, and Briscoe. Those are the four I think will probably do it. So if Elliott finishes the best out of those four, Elliott is the Cup champion. Regardless of where he finishes, if he doesn't have to finish first in the race to become Cup champion. All he's got to do is beat the other three. And the way Chase Elliott has been racing this season, if he don't win the Cup, then there's going to be a lot of ticked off NASCAR fans because of the points structure and the point system and how well he's done. He needs to win this title. I'm not a Chase Elliott guy, but out of that group, I'm picking him all the way. I am jumping on the Chase Elliott bandwagon. I've been doing it all season. Loud and proud. Thank you.
If Chase Elliott doesn't win, I'll shave off my eyebrows.
Oh, dude, come on. That's extreme. That's extreme. I don't know if Jeff put a baseball graphic in or not, but here on the Statboard 9000, if I can get that up there a little bit, I do apologize that it is not zoomed in, but we have Houston versus Seattle and New York versus Cleveland. That is the American League Division Series. I believe that starts tonight. There are no baseball graphics, okay, so it's a good thing I got this up here. In the National League, the Braves are taking on the Phillies, and the Dodgers are taking on the Padres in the Battle of California. The winners of those two teams go on to the ALCS. The ALDS is a best of 5. The ALCS and the World Series are a best of 7. So if we're going to go with Matt, obviously we don't want the Astros to go anywhere near the World Series. So we're hoping Seattle can do their best. They got into the playoffs thanks to a walk-off victory when they clinched. They're the Cinderella story. So, and we all know the Yankees have been dominating like crazy. They were dominating the entire first half of the season, if not longer. So I think I would – and in the National League, you know, the Braves are the defending champions, but then there's the LA Roots. So, you know, win for Vin. Don't forget about that. So now I'm torn, okay? So the American League, I would say the Yankees. The National League, I would say the Braves or the Dodgers. And whoever wins, wins, and I'll be happy with either one. That's what I'll say on that. That is what I'll say on that. Now, if we can just get this thing to go around. Thank you. There we go. Put the football stuff into the background as we go into the meat and potatoes of the sports bar, and that is football. Go Braves, says Zach. All right, so the week started off with the Colts taking on the Broncos, and the Colts won 12-9 in a very sleeper of a game, honestly. I mean, a game where there was 7 field goals, 12 punts, 25 stops on third down, 4 interceptions, and 6 fumbles. Russell Wilson went 21 of 39 for 274 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Matt Ryan went 26 of 41 for 251 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The game went into overtime. Apparently, Russell Wilson wasn't even paying attention that KJ Hamler was wide open in the final play of the game. And of course, KJ was so upset about it, he took his helmet off and threw it on the ground. I would too. If you are wide open in the end zone with nobody around and your quarterback does not throw you the ball, of course you're going to be pretty ticked off. I would. Next matchup, the Giants took on the Packers. The Giants ended up winning 27-22. Aaron Rodgers. Oh, I only had last week's stats on theirs. Well, Daniel Jones went 21 of 27 for 217 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Oh, there it is. And Aaron Rodgers went 25 of 39 for 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. The Packers followed suit like their rivals, the Vikings, the sea to London, but they didn't get the same result. Instead, the Giants ended up becoming 3-0 as they were overseas, just like the Vikings are. And of course, Roger Goodell has decided to stir the pot a little bit and say there's the possibility of Europeans playing American football. Yeah, right. Are you serious? Come on. What are you thinking, Goodell? No way. They play rugby over there. They're not going to put
The
pads
London
on.
Monarchs.
What was that?
The London Monarchs.
Oh, yeah, that strikes fear into a football player. Okay, I know the monarch is the most male-dominated butterfly, I guess. I mean, butterflies are cute. Butterflies are beautiful creatures. A football player is massive with pads. How are you going to mix the two? They're going to fly out of their cocoon? Come on. I'm a monarch. No, it doesn't work. It does not work. The Bills took on the Steelers and ended up beating them 38-3. Kenny Pickett went 34 of 52 for 327 yards. Josh Allen went 20 of 31 for 424 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. The Steelers have now lost 4 straight games, and the last time that happened was all the way back in 2013. The Chargers ended up beating the Browns 30-28. Where are you, Josh? I could use you right now. Oh, you're on the No DQ review. Yeah. This would be a perfect time for you to vent, by the way. Justin Herbert went 22 of 34 for 228 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Jacoby Brissett went 21 of 34 for 230 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Coach Brandon Staley decided not to punt the ball with a minute 15 left in the game, and the Chargers ended up turning over the ball. Cade York then missed a 54-yard field goal to give the game to the Chargers. The Texans beat the Jaguars 13-6. Davis Mills went 16 of 24 for 140 yards, no touchdowns and no interceptions. Trevor Lawrence went 25 of 47 for 286 yards, 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Big crosstown rivals as the Bears took on the Vikings, and the Vikings win again, 29-22. Justin Fields went 15 of 21 for 208 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. Kirk Cousins went 32 of 41 for 296 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. The Vikings in the last 3 games have been trailing for the majority of the game, but somehow they just keep on coming back and winning. And Justin Jefferson passed Randy Moss by setting a new Viking record of having 236 receptions in his first 3 seasons of play. Also in the game, some of the Bears decided to taunt the Skol chant. There are 3 things you never do. You don't spit into the wind, you don't tug on Superman's cape, and you don't taunt the Skol. What's wrong with you? No wonder you lost the game. How dare you? It was even caught on camera. I didn't get a chance to get the video in of it, but there's memes of it all over the place. And the write-up used the Princess Bride as a storyline, saying, don't go up against death. Never cause death with a Sicilian. When death is on the line, inconceivable, and all that good stuff. So the Bears they were really the dumb Bears in this week. I mean, come on, you don't taunt the Skol. Get your pints out, folks. Next matchup. The Patriots blanked the Lions 29-0. Bailey Zapp, 17 of 21 for 188 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jared Goff went 19 of 35, 229 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. The Lions are now the second team in 25 years to enter a game as season-leading team, meaning they've scored the most points. Last week, they were the number 1 team at 140 points, but they've only won 1 game. Now they get blanked by the Patriots. What's going on in Detroit? What is happening here? Is the trend starting? Is the pot being stirred? Is that what's going on here? They were putting up points like in an NFL blitz game, and now they are bombing out. Also, we're hoping that Savion Smith is A-OK after being carted off the field in the first quarter of game. He took a bad hit. The team surrounded him. Let's hope injuries are not that serious. You never want to see that. That is the worst feeling I think you can have when you go to a game and you see someone actually getting carted off. Very scary sight. The Seahawks beat the Saints 39-32. Geno Smith went 16 of 25, 268 yards, 3 touchdowns.
That's wrong.
That's wrong?
We beat Seattle.
Did I have it backwards? I said it backwards. I'm sorry. The Saints beat the Seahawks 39-32. I apologize. Andy Dalton went 16 of 24, 187 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Did you see the game, Zach?
I did.
Go for it. This is all you.
We finally woke up and realized what our best asset on our team is, and that is running the ball. Yes, defensively, we made a lot of mistakes that we need to clean up and clean up quick. Marshawn Lattimore got hurt in this game. He is probably going to be out next week against Cincinnati, which means we're going to get manhandled like a redheaded stepchild. But Taysom Hill exploded. 4 total touchdowns. It was a complete monstrous game. We finally learned how to run the ball, and that's what we do well, is run the ball.
It's all about the run game, and it's all about the pass game. You can't do both. You should do both, but keep going.
This week was an eye-opener. But next week, I'm just gonna hide underneath a blanket fort and not come out, because I know how bad Sunday is gonna get. I'm a diehard Saints fan, but still, I know how bad it's gonna be.
Let's see what happens. The Dolphins beat the Jets beat the Dolphins. Now, here's a stumper, 40-17. Something has woken up the Jets. Don't know what it is yet, but we could. Skylar Thompson went 19 of 33 for 166 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Zach Wilson went 14 of 21 for 210 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Now, the reason that there's still been a lot of talk about what's been going on in Miami with concussion protocol and changing the protocol and all this stuff. So I decided to look this all up. So what is, and Jay, if you want to put the camera back on me for this is a bit of a rant here. So thank you. Here's what happens in concussion protocol. After the player gets the blow to the head or the player exhibits symptoms, anybody, the trainer, the referee, the coach, the team doctor, or even another teammate can say, hey, something's wrong with this guy. As soon as that happens, that player is immediately taken off the field. If need be, he is on the field stabilized or he is at the sideline. Then the doctor comes over and he starts doing his evaluations. He's doing, the pupil dilations. He's asking them Maddox questions. These are questions that any neurological doctor or any medical person asks you when you have trauma to your head. These are the questions like, what is your name? Do you know where you are? What day is it? Where are you? Then they can get a little bit more complex, like what arena are you in? They do that for UFC fighters. Again, they'll ask, what is your name? Do you know where you are? And if the player is answering these things, then the doctor is going to continue going. If the physician or the person in charge thinks that the symptoms or signs are of a concussion, like they're slurring their words, or they're not making eye contact, or they're grimacing in pain, they go back into the locker room. And this is where the brain scans, the CAT scans, the complete neurological exam takes place, along with the other protocols. Now, if the doctor feels that everything is A-okay, then the doctor can say, go back in the game. You can go back and play. That is probably what was happening with Tagovailoa last week. But if there is any evidence that physician feels that he cannot go back in the game, he is staying in the locker room. He is not going anywhere near the field until another test takes place. Then when he gets cleared by his doctor, the team doctor, and everybody all the way around, then he can come back and play. So there were some new additions to that, one being disorientation. And I would assume that's probably, not being able to balance yourself, swaying, wobbly, dizziness, and that kind of thing. So those were not part of the original agreement. They are now. So, concussions are a part of the game, but they are being taken more serious with what has happened in the last 2 weeks. So, in week 4, it was Tua. This week, it's Teddy Bridgewater. He didn't even make it past, I think, the first couple of plays in the game. So now he's in concussion protocol. And hopefully this will help the players than anything else. All right. Let me take a quick look at that. And we need the next graphic. There we go. The Falcons lost to the Buccaneers 21-15. Tom Brady only did 1 touchdown. He's never lost to the Falcons, and he hasn't lost 3 straight games in over 20. Well, those 2 streaks are still alive. Marcus Mariota went 14-25 for 147 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Tom Brady went 35-52 for 351 yards, the 1 touchdown, and no interceptions. Now, last week, in week 4, at the Rams and San Francisco game, Jay Cameron, me back, please, another rant. JJ, Cameron, me, please. Thank you. Before halftime at that game, a fan comes out, a protester, with a pink flare of some kind. He runs out of the field. He gets tackled by a couple players. He gets carted off to jail. It happened again this time in the Patriots game. But this time, it was a 10-year-old boy. Sadly, the boy was what is being called as being hard tackled by a security guard. Now, that is a little bit extreme. Of course, there are reports of how old the boy was. Either way, it was a boy. It was a child, a kid, a minor. You don't hard tackle a child unless by some offbeat reason he has a weapon and your physical being is being threatened. Okay? We don't know how I don't know how he got on the field. We don't know if he might have had an issue of some kind. We don't know. I didn't get any info on that. We don't know if he was unsupervised. But more than likely, he wasn't going to cause any harm. So why hard tackle the kid? Okay? Like I said, except in that extreme instance, he's a child. A child that probably likes football. Maybe he wanted to go and meet his idol. Maybe he thought Tom Brady was his idol. We don't know. But still, to hard tackle a kid because, okay, and I get, I get that the rules, you're not, okay, fans are not supposed to be on the field without authorization. I get that, okay? Contest winners, people that throw out the first pitch in a baseball game, people that sing the national anthem, people that participate in mid-game contests like running the bases or playing catch in center field, okay? I get it. You're not supposed to touch the field. But still, this is too much. It's a kid. So why are you hard tackling him? I want to hear your side of the story. All right, back to the scores. Oh, go ahead, Zach.
There has to be a level of stupidity that causes you, even though it's a child, to force yourself to tackle a child. A child. It's uncalled for. I get it. There shouldn't be no fans on the field, like you said. But at the end of the day, it's a child.
Exactly.
Point blank, period.
There you go.
Carry on.
Thank you. The Titans beat the Commanders 21-17. Ryan Tannehill went 15-25 for 181 yards, 1 touchdown and 0 interceptions. Carson Wentz, there it is. Renegade says it. That should be a shirt, Renegade. If common sense was common, more people would use it. Absolutely. Carson Wentz went 25 of 38 for 359 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. San Francisco beat Carolina 37-15. Jimmy G. Thank you. Step Boy approved. Thank you. 18 of 30 for 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Baker Mayfield, 20 of 36 for 215 yards, downs, and 1 interception. The Eagles, they are still the number 1 team. They are still the only undefeated team after beating the Arizona Cardinals 20-17. Jalen Hurts went 26 of 36 for 239 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Kyler Murray went 28 of 42 for 250 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The last time the Eagles went undefeated to start the season to this level was in 2004. And in all 5 games, the Eagles have not scored in the first quarter and have come back from behind to win all 5 games. The Eagles are doing something right. Just don't – they're winning and winning and winning. And I think next week's game – let me quickly confirm that. I think they are playing – who are they playing next week? Are they playing Dallas next week? Come on, phone. Work with me here. Yes. Next week's big game, Dallas versus Philadelphia. Now, I did say – I think I recall in my predictions, I did say would lose 1 game, and they have already done that because they are 4-1. So if I want to keep my predictions intact, Dallas has to win week 6 against a tough team like the Eagles. Don't know. It's going to be one hell of a matchup, though. I'll tell you that right now. And speaking of the Cowboys, they beat the Rams 22-10. Cooper rushed 10 of 16. That's all he needed to do, 102 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Matthew Stafford went 28 of 42 for 308 yards, one touchdown, one interception. The defense did all the work. The Cowboys have won their fourth straight game, and Cooper Rush is still undefeated as a starter. The Ravens and the Bengals played on Sunday night. The Bengals won 19, or no, the Ravens won, excuse me. The Ravens won 19. Why I put the Bengals winning, I have no idea. The Ravens won 19-17. Joe Burrow went 24 of 35 for 217 yards, one touchdown, one interception. And Lamar Jackson went 19 of 32 for 174 yards, one touchdown, one interception. All three games that the Bengals have lost have come by a field goal. The Bengals just can't seem to win when they play on Sunday night. They have lost 10 straight Sunday night games. And now the big story. It happened last night. The Raiders and the Chiefs. The Chiefs ended up winning 30-29. Derek Carr went 19 of 30 for 241 yards, two touchdowns, and zero interceptions. Patrick Mahomes went 29 of 43 for 292 yards, four big touchdowns. But unfortunately, the big news from that game, Davante Adams, as he was coming off the field, shoved the photographer to the ground. He later apologized by saying, quote, these are his words. Jay, camera on me, please. Thank you. These are his words. I want to apologize to the guy. There was some guy running off the field, and he ran, like jumped in front of me coming off the field, and I bumped into him, kind of pushed him, and he ended up on the ground. So I wanted to say sorry to him for that, because that was just frustration mixed with literally just running in front of me. I shouldn't have responded that way, but that's how I initially responded. So I want to apologize to him for that. I've seen the footage. I might have to go back and look at it again, but I do not think the photographer bumped into him. I think Davante Adams intentionally bumped the cameraman after the loss. You can apologize all you want. The video proof is there. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for apologies, okay? But when the proof is the footage of him coming off, I did not, and I'll go back and look at it again, and I'm hoping I'm wrong. I am hoping I'm wrong. I want to be wrong in this sense. But I did not see the cameraman move. I saw Adams just knock him down. Zach, we talked about this briefly in pre-show. Go ahead, bro.
Excuse my language. I'm sorry. What a bunch of bullshit.
There you go.
What a bunch of bullshit. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There was no way in hell that was an accident. You were mad because of a play that happened that your other wide receiver stepped in your way, which cost you the game. Your unprofessionalism is uncalled for. I don't care how hard you apologize, because you're talking nothing but gibberish out your ass. Straight up, point blank period, he needs to be suspended. I look at it as him pushing that cameraman is the exact same issue as Antonio Brown taking off his jersey and running out the stadium. It's the same thing. It's the same level. And it's bullshit.
I'm going to call timeout on that. The Antonio thing was him just being upset with his coach. And Antonio Brown everybody on the way out of the field. Absolutely, Dori.
I'm not going on camera. You're just going to get my voice.
All right.
Davante Adams apparently has anger issues. He needs to be fined and suspended until he takes anger management classes. The end.
Straight and to the point. Thank you, Dori Lou. But again, like I say, had Antonio Brown hit on the way out of the field, that last statement would have been approved. He just got ticked off and decided to throw a tantrum and take his clothes off in front of the world. Knocking over a cameraman because you're upset at something and throwing a tantrum and taking your clothes off are two different things.
It's still bullshit.
Well, of course it is, but still.
Look.
Well, again, there is an investigation.
Look, this is a bold take, and yeah, it's gonna sound screwed up. I'm more mad about Devontae Adams pushing that cameraman than that security tackling that kid.
Okay, I can understand that. Two big moments in the world of football where things are going over the line. So we'll see where this goes. If a fine or a suspension comes out, believe me, we'll know about it. I believe the Raiders are on their bye week this week, going into week 6. So there's that. So they'll do what they need to do. So that ends all the recaps of week 5. Let's take a look at our power rankings for the week. Philadelphia still the number 1 team. Kansas City number 2. Buffalo number 3. Minnesota in the top 5. Look at that at 4-1 with all the points. Dori says Skull. Followed by the Giants, the Cowboys, the Ravens, the Chargers. Here's the shocker. Team number 9, the Jets. A team for, again, Season 1 and Season 2 of the Sports Bar. They have always been on the right side of the column in the negative sense. This time, this time they are on the left side, which is pretty big there. Miami rounds out the top 10. Frisco, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Tennessee, and Indianapolis round out the top 15. And the Browns are at the bottom of the plus side. Going over to the negative side, the right side, Seattle, Atlanta, New Orleans, Jacksonville still in the top 20. They are not at the bottom. That was a thing for them. Arizona, Cincinnati, New England, Chicago, the Rams, the Broncos, the Texans, the Lions with all their points, best of the worst at 1-4. The Raiders, the Panthers, the Commanders, and the Steelers. Baller G, where are you to defend your? Oh, Baller G he's not feeling well either, so I can't call it for him. So there's our power rankings. There's Pop's testimony. He walked right up to him and shoved him. He did not. That means he did not move. That means the cameraman didn't walk right up and shoved him. Then he did not move at all. There it is. So there's our power rankings for the week, and of course we're still playing Pick'em. Week 5, Emmanuel is the winner of the week with 13. Tammy at 12. Brandon and Nathan got 11. They tied. And then a 4-way tie with Mike, Dori, JP, and Renegade at 10. Pop has got 9. Daniel and Zach got. Josh only got 1 because he only made a pick. I'm really starting to worry here about Josh. He's really got to start making some picks. I don't want to boot him from the game. I really don't. I want him to stick around. But if he's busy, I can understand that. But please, Josh, make some picks this week. Overall, we have a tie for first place, Tammy and Brandon. Dori's right on their heels, 3 behind at 43. Pop and Renegade at 42. Mike and Zach at 41. Zach is moving on up there. After being 1 week behind, Zach is only 5 back of the top spot. JP and Daniel have 40. Nathan at 37. Emmanuel at 36. And Josh at 20. All right. Next graphic, I believe, is football squares. Yes, football squares. There was the grid for Monday's game, and it all carried over until the quarter. Square number 19 was the winning square. That's Pop Square. The score at the end of the third quarter was 24-20. So out of the $51 pot, $30 of that went to Pop. He'll be getting, if not in the next couple of days, by the weekend for certain. In the fourth quarter, of course, the fourth quarter square did not carry over. So the remaining $10 that was in that pot goes to week 6. And Paul already purchased his squares for week 6. I don't know if we have that graphic or not. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. That's okay. He's the only player so far. So the week 6 pot is at $15. Now, also remember, this is the last pot for squares to be $1. Starting week 7, it will be $2 a square. If I don't get very many players, I might take it back down to 1. Yes, Zach?
I'm gonna help you out with this.
Good.
We're gonna coordinate. We're gonna coordinate, and I'm gonna sell squares remotely, if you know what I'm talking about, or
hey, I'm all for it.
Where I'm talking about.
I am all for it. Hey, if you want to help out and do that, I will greatly appreciate it. I don't know why you didn't do this sooner. But yes, I will greatly allow that. Message me on Facebook, and we'll get this done. Remember, and we'll make this big. So, week 6 is the last one for $1. Week 7, $2 a square. All right, I believe we are almost at the end. I believe plugs are next. Is that correct? I believe so. Yes, no, maybe. If it is, we'll just start with the plugs. Oh,
that's correct. We've got the plugs coming up next. I'm going to go ahead and jump in here since 95% of this crap is something that I'm on. So feel free to go back and check out the on-demand, myself and Jeff talking the top 10 females to never hold a WWE World Singles title. Lots of good names popped up in there. It was a collaborative Dad's Not Always on Wrestling topic. Make sure you tune in this Saturday and every Saturday for open mic night. This week, Jeff will actually return into the studio to be part of the show with us. And then we've got so much stuff coming up on the Casa D18 Studios channel. Fresh content every day this week. Episodes of Renegades Reviews. Of course, Stat Boy Sports Bar. Covering She-Hulk, The War Zone. Just to kind of show everything that's coming up. We've got Scream 2, 3, 4. Grim Cuddy for new release Saturday this week. Scream 5. Then there'll be Hocus Pocus and Hocus Pocus 2 on the weekend. And then we just go into nothing but Halloween pretty much, with the exception of new release Saturdays. Every movie in the Halloween franchise, and even a couple of fan films to help kind of extend the storyline. You Can't Kill the Boogeyman. It's about a 30-minute fan film there. It takes place in between the original and Halloween 2 for the timeline. Halloween 3, of course, which has nothing to do with Michael Myers. Then we go back to 4, 5, and 6. Kicking over to H2O. Then the Haddonfield Nightmare, which is another fan film, which actually picks up, I believe, 20 years after H2O and continues the story of John Tate, Jamie Lee's son in H2O, completely getting rid of Halloween Resurrection, which I do still take a look at. And yes, I'll be discussing Busta Rhymes and his Thai Bo fighting. We've got the 2 Rob Zombie Halloween films. And then the current trilogy taking us all the way to Halloween Ends on Halloween night. In the midst of all that, you've got Bitch Ass and The Curse of Bridge Hollow for new release Saturdays. Make sure you guys tune in October 22nd. The team will be covering NXT Halloween Havoc, not Noah's NXT, but the new NXT. Myself, Noah Foster, James Hebert, possibly Jeff, if he can get a moment from the House of Mouse to pop in. But we'll be doing commentary, reactions, predictions of Halloween Havoc from NXT. We've got the top 10 horror movie sequels for our non-wrestling topic for the month for the Dad's Not Always on Wrestling. Talk Wrestling returns October 25th, immediately following NXT on the Jeff Meacham Network and across the Jeff Meacham multiverse of media. Of course, make sure you tune in next week for another exciting episode of Stat Boy Sports Bar, hopefully featuring Dori Lou. And then we've got the tweeters. Follow the barkeeps at Hathaway Lou at LBStatCAD 1977. And I'm going to remove myself now. Have a great evening.
Thank you, JJ. Right now, the score in Tampa Bay is no score at the end of the first intermission. We're getting ready to start the second one. My quick shout out, I've actually found this. I don't know if this is going viral or not. This is on the fly. This tweet has 8.1 million views. The handle on the tweeter is Kaelan Ramos, Kaelan Ramos, and it's got a dog in the ring against a wrestler, and they have a match. It is very cute if you're a dog lover, and the referee rings the bell, and the dog goes over to his opponent and jumps up on him. The wrestler takes the bump. He falls. There's no sound on the tweet though, but you got to check this out because I believe this is a viral tweet. And the dog bounces all over the guy, and eventually he pins him. Pretty cool for a dog to be in a wrestling ring. Only in the world of wrestling and on Stat Boy Sports Bar will you hear me talk about a dog in a wrestling ring. Go figure that one out. Zach, thank you for coming into the sports bar as always. I hope you'll come back next week. I hope everybody gets a speedy recovery.
Live from my new studio.
Live from your new. Not as cool as Dylan with the Phantom Kick the Thunder Kitty. I remember that quite well. I hope that Baller G and Dori Lou will feel a lot better by next week, so we can have the crew back in here. If not, it's okay. People get sick. It happens. I was sick the past couple of days. I felt like garbage. I was stuffed up the last 2 days, but I'm better now, and everybody else will be too. For everybody else, thank you all. Follow me on Twitter. It's LBStatKid1977. Send me a tweet. Send show ideas. I do want to say that Halloween Ends looks amazing. I can't wait to see the review for that one, if not the movie itself. If this truly is the last one, the end of the Halloween saga, it better be brutal. It better be massive. It better have so much violence you're going to think, how the heck does he survive this one? But it's Michael Myers. What do you expect? I love you all. Thank you for watching. Stat Boy out.